Now, I want to touch on the whole Orson Scott card. I don't know who the fuck this guy is until I read about him, like, I think it was a year ago. Supposedly, this is a science fiction writer who's pretty much a Mormon, and I guess the two go hand in hand. I mean, if you believe that God lives in the planet Kolob, then I mean, what else can you believe? And that's fine. I'm a fan of science fiction. I love science fiction. I love watching sci-fi movies. They're actually my favorite. And I've always been wanting to see a good sci-fi gay movie, and there isn't any. I think there's this one that's animated, but I don't know about that. It looks it looks really stupid. They do that CGI computer generated stuff, and it doesn't look real. But I like science fiction, and I'm writing a screenplay that is, it's a sci-fi gay movie, and trying to figure that out. But there's a controversy brewing, and I didn't want to touch this because, these kinds of things, I just wait and let them play out. But in this particular situation, I have to put in my 2 cents, and I have to redirect you. I think some of you are doing things that I think, some of you gay activists in particular, are doing some things that I think are not effective. And we are focusing on the bits and pieces that I think have no purpose. We have to remain focused on a few things that I think need to be focused and need to be underlined and put under the microscope. Okay? Now, Orson Scott Card, for those of you who don't know, he wrote Ender's Game. He also is writing other shit. I don't know. I don't like to read sci-fi, although I love to see it on film. I read other stuff. I usually read nonfiction, so that's my thing. So he's been hired by DC Comics to do the Adventures of Superman series, and DC Comics, oh, they're getting the heat. I mean, they're like, a lot of people are complaining about this, and they want him fired. Now that's what they're focusing on, right? So they started a petition to get this guy fired from DC Comics. Well, here's the problem. We have to learn from Chick-fil-A. We're not in the 1970s where we had that Florida orange juice boycott. I mean, that really did work. But here, we're living in a whole different era with social media and all that. We have to be very careful of what we say and demand and what we portray to the public. If this guy gets fired, you know what's going to happen. He's going to be a martyr for the religious right. They like martyrs because they believe in a martyr. That's their whole theology. It's based on a guy who was sacrificed, Jesus Christ. Or Jesus. But he's also a Christ, which is a weird mythology. But I'll go. One of these days, I'm going to explain to you what Christ means. It's not Jesus. It's a whole different thing. And so, Orson Scott Card, he's a Mormon, a reactionary Mormon to boot. And I do believe that he has connections to the John Birch Society. He's very conservative. I wouldn't say conservative. I think he's very reactionary. He has a lot of fascist inclinations. He says that it's okay to jail gay people and put them in jail just to, make sure that they don't flaunt their homosexuality in front of us heterosexuals. That's what he's saying. And I get it. Yes, that sounds pretty awful. It's fascism. I mean, imagine if somebody says, "Let's jail all the Jews." Would they get a job at DC Comics? No, they're not going to get a job, not even at Walmart. Or if you say, "Let's jail all the blacks," forget about it. They're not going to give you a job, even at McDonald's. Forget about it. If they found out about that. And also, we've heard about, remember that woman that used to work at, what was it? At, I forgot. It was an ice cream shop. Um, hmm. But was it Haagen Dazs or was it? I don't remember. But she worked at an ice cream shop, and she went on Twitter and she called Obama the N word and all this shit, and she threatened him, and the Secret Service had to, investigate. And she got fired for her freedom of speech, right? For her political positions. She was fired. Boom. Nobody complained. Nobody saying, hey, wait a minute. You shouldn't be firing people because of what they say. But here, I guess it's appropriate to bash gay people and call it political ideology. When you bash black people, it's racism. When you bash Jews, it's anti-Semitism. When you bash gays, it's free speech. It's political ideology. That's what they're saying. So this petition was started to get this guy fired. And what's going to happen is, if he's fired, which I doubt he will be, if he's fired, they're going to use this guy as a martyr. Oh, he's, they're going to say DC Comics fired him because of his free speech, because he disagrees with the homosexual lifestyle, because he's a Mormon. And yet the Mormons discriminate left and right. I mean, you go to Utah, you can't get promoted or hired in some companies because you're not a Mormon. And I know that for a fact. They discriminate as well. Fuck that. So Orson Scott Card, he's living it. I mean, he likes the shit. He's laughing all the way to the bank. He doesn't give a shit. But I know how we can nail this guy to the cross. You want to be a martyr? I'll make you a martyr, Orson, but not the kind of martyr that you think you like. A martyr that will be despised by the majority of the American population. And of course, he's now doing a movie. The movie version of Ender's Game is going to come out this year. And the producers are like, ooh, because I think he's a producer as well, not just a writer. They adapted his book, his novel, and there are people who are saying, well, it's standalone. I'm just going to judge the work, not the artist. Okay. Very good. But when those Ron Paul letters came out that were all racist, everybody kicked his ass. But this is a whole different thing, right? This is the one type of animus that you can have towards a group of people without you make fun of anybody else, any type of group of people, you are ostracized, in some way, yeah. But when you bash gay people, it's like people feel that gay people deserve to be bashed because you're different, right? I mean, you're gay, so, and they say take it. But when we call them bigots, they can't take that. They'll be, oh no, don't call me a bigot. How dare you call me a bigot? Yet they want us to have a thick skin? What the hell? So here's how I'm going to nail Orson Scott Card, and why I am not going to see that movie, and neither should you. And I'm not calling a boycott because he's anti-gay, or because of his speech, or his political ideology. No, I'm going to boycott this movie because I think, personally, that Orson Scott Card is a traitor to the United States of America, and he is borderline a terrorist. Let me just say that. He's borderline terrorist, he is anti-American, he hates the American system just like a majority of the Mormons do. That's why Mitt Romney, Mittens, wanted to be president, so he can unleash his Mormon theocracy on the rest of the country, on the rest of the 49 states. Do you want these United States to look like Utah? No, we don't. We are against polygamy. We are against this stupid rhetoric that they believe in, and that's it. Nothing against Mormons. I'm not mormophobic, right? You know how they say, We don't hate gay people. We just disagree with homosexuality. What's wrong with that? Okay, fine. Why can't I have that same leverage? Why can't I say, hey, Mormonism is a cult, it's stupid, it's wrong, and it's evil, and it has many evil implications in it. And I don't believe Mormonism should be practiced or be accepted as a normal religion. That's what I believe. But in reality, yeah, that's what I believe. But I don't have any. I'm not against Mormons. Okay, well, I'm sorry, but this is my two-way street here. All right. So Orson Scott Card, he says he doesn't hate gay people. He just hates homosexuality. So if I were to say that Mormonism is a cult, it's evil and shouldn't be practiced, and people should not be Mormons, I'm mormophobic. Oh, I'm prejudiced against Mormons now. But they're not, right? They're not prejudiced against gays for saying that homosexuality is evil and shouldn't be practiced. There you go. But Orson Scott Card, to me, he is anti-American, and he embodies what a lot of these Mormons, the hardcore, uppity Mormons, really believe in. They're anti-American, vengeful rhetoric against the American people. They hate America. They call us normal people who are not Mormons, they call us Gentiles. Really? We are Gentiles, right? All throughout the history of the Mormon church, they always were fighting against the United States. They always fought against the American people. They wanted a civil war before the 1830s. Joseph Smith was trying to kill presidents, and this guy, these people were treacherous. The people that they killed, and then of course they try to say that they're saints. You know what that means, right? That they are above the law. That's what a saint is. That's what they don't call themselves Christians. They're not Christians. And they refuse to call themselves Mormons now. That's not the politically correct term. They're Latter-day Saints. They're saintly. They're above you. And they have this ideology that they can do whatever they want. That's why polygamy was so rampant. Now they're saying, no, well, now it's died down. No, there's still a lot of polygamy in Utah. Now, Orson Scott Card, coming from that background in which we can do what we want, we are above the law, we are saints, we have this relative view of governance and democracy. We believe that we can impose a theocracy and have creepy-looking ghouls govern over us without any democratic input, because that's what basically most cults and religions function like that. All right? Now, some people are trying to blast Orson Scott Card because of the anti-gay rhetoric. All right. I'm going to blast him for this. And this is what you should say to people when you talk about this controversy. This is what he said about gay marriage, but this is not about gay marriage. He's using gay marriage to fulfill the vengeance oath of the Mormon church. The Mormons have a vengeance oath. And I don't care about John Huntsman, that he's pro-gay now, whatever. He's left cover for the Republicans. That guy doesn't count. Give it up. I know some people are like, oh my God, John Huntsman, he comes out for gay marriage. He's a Mormon and all. Fuck that. You know, there are some Mormons out there who support gay marriage because they want polygamy back. Let me just tell you that. But I don't want to talk about that. Let's focus on this. Now, I'm going to read you what he said. And I know it's been said many times, but people don't get it. They focus more on the gay marriage part and not on the real essence of his ideology. And here it is. Famous quote, but I'm going to frame it in a way in which it's very important. So listen clearly and closely to what I'm about to say. All right? Okay, this is what he said in 2008. Quote, because when government is the enemy of marriage, using the gay marriage distraction vehicle for his ideology. This is what he says. Because when government is the enemy of marriage, then the people who are actually creating successful marriages have no choice but to change governments by whatever means is made possible or necessary. Revolt. Revolt against the government. Revolt against law and order. Revolt against the democratic system. He's not talking about gay marriage or gay people. He's talking about our democratic process. But it gets better. How long before, he says, quote, how long before married people answer the dictators thus? Regardless of law, marriage has only one definition. That's why all that talk about let the people vote is all bullshit. Regardless of law, marriage has only one definition, and any government that attempts to change it, it is my mortal enemy. I will act, he says, I will act to destroy that government and bring it down. Forget about gay marriage. Throw that out of the window. Let's repeat that one more time. Regardless of the law, he says, fuck the law. This is what he says. Fuck the law. Throw it out. Throw out the Constitution. Rip out the 14th Amendment. Rip out the First Amendment in which people can get gay weddings. Rip it all out. Rip out those other religions that celebrate gay weddings and marriages. Throw them out. That's what he's saying right here. This is subversion of the extreme kind. It's very clever. It's right there between the lines, and you have to read between the lines when you talk about Mormons and reactionaries and all these quack conservatives, so-called conservatives. A conservative will not say this shit. A conservative will say, look, let the people decide, and if they decide, or if the legislature decides to change marriage, then that's what it is, period. No, this guy, he goes beyond the extreme. And then he says, he dares to say that he's in the middle ground. No, this guy is an extremist. This guy is a traitor to the American system of government. When we have laws and you abide by those laws, that's why all those racists out there, those xenophobes, are, get these illegal immigrants out of here, deport them, even though that's not really a crime. It's really a civil action, deportation. They're saying we have to obey the law. Well, obey the law. If New York passes gay marriage, that's the law. In Vermont, you cannot discriminate based on sexual orientation. And they have gay marriage, so that means that if you are a baker and you bake wedding cakes, you have to service as well to gay people. That's it. And even in states without gay marriage, they still have non-discrimination policy or laws. Obey the law. The law shall be obeyed. We can maneuver, we can twist, we can bend the laws and the rules, we probably can. But that's it. We're not here to destroy civilization, government, destroy our way of life or our democratic system. If the people of Maryland decided to vote yes on gay marriage, that's it. It's over, it's done. You guys lost. Get over it. Get a life. But no, look at this. This is what he says. Regardless of law, fuck the law. Marriage has only one definition. This sounds pretty fascistic, doesn't it? And any government that attempts to change it is my mortal enemy. I will act to destroy that government and bring it down. I will act to destroy. He doesn't say, I will advocate to ensure that they don't change the definition of marriage. No. To destroy the government. The government is my enemy. What he's saying is the law is my enemy. So in that case, Mr. Card, if the voters of Washington State voted for gay marriage, what will you do? Are you going to go to Washington State and destroy their government because you disagree with what the voters did? You want to obstruct the political and democratic process to suit your own fetishes, your own demagogy, and your own stupid fascist ideology? Is that what it is? Because that's what it is. That's how it sounds like to me. New York, they passed gay marriage. The legislatures there, the lawmakers, they passed it. They used the democratic process. And the governor signed it into law. That's it. But he says, no, regardless of the law, we have to bring that government down and destroy it. So that means destroy the will of the people, destroy the process on which we make laws, destroy the branches of government, destroy them. If it's a court, destroy the court. Because the court is where you go to fight for your rights, monetarily or otherwise, to equalize yourself against corporations, companies, and the higher-ups. It's where a little guy can sue his boss, can sue ABC News. Even you anti-gays have done that so many times. That stupid pastor Bradley Dean, he sued Rachel Maddow for $50 million. Yes, you can sue Rachel Maddow. And thank goodness for that, because we have that ability. And thank goodness he lost, because he was a stupid maniac. Well, that's how we have our system. You can sue the President of the United States, and you have a right to do that. If you don't have a case, it's thrown out. That's how it is. That's our democratic process. We also have the legislature where you can play with the laws and create new laws and tax people and spend money. And then you have the executive who enforces all the laws, who looks over the various ministries and departments, the military, the militias, to ensure that we have all our systems running, to run elections. All this stuff. This is what our civilization is about. I'm not here to promote big government. I'm here to promote civilization. And this guy wants to ruin it. He wants to destroy America. He wants to destroy. If you live in New York, you people that live in New York, doesn't matter if you're for gay marriage or against it. This guy wants to destroy your government now. Maryland, listen up. He's going to destroy your government. That's what he says. He says you are his enemies. Are you going to go see his movie now? How about you people in the state of Washington? Destroy your government. How about the people of Maine? You guys voted for gay marriage. You supported it. You did the correct thing and you supported the Constitution. And this guy now says that he's going to come in and destroy your government because he disagrees with you? And this guy has the audacity to say, oh, why do you people call me a homophobe and a bigot? Stop calling me names. And this is the guy that wants to come in and destroy your government? It's like if Satan comes out and he says, hey, don't call me a bad guy. I'm just here to bring 1,000 years of darkness and evil. I tell you, these guys, they're clever with their words. They know what they're saying. They know, and I know what they're saying. They're using gay marriage. Some of these Mormons and reactionary birchers, you know what they do? They use this gay marriage issue to suit their anti-American ideology and betray the American people and our way of life and our democratic system. They hate democracy. They hate the state. They hate the nation state. That's why you have all these birchers and stupid teabaggers signing these petitions to start a civil war and secede from the Union. What the hell's the matter with you? And you call yourself a Republican? The first Republican president was Lincoln, who was against secessionism, and he was assassinated by a teabagger secessionist. These people are nuts. Jose, teabaggers, don't call them that. They're political. What are they? What politically correct term can we use on them? You know how these people always, when we say, what is it? When we tell them, please don't call gay people faggots or something like that, then they'll say, wait a minute, so what's the politically correct term? Why are you getting all PC on now the PC police, the thought police is coming. Yeah, look at them. They're telling us, don't call us bigots, don't call us teabaggers, don't call us right-wingers. This one loser went on Bill Maher and he said, oh, don't call us right-wingers. We don't like that. That's a slur. That's what he said. It's stupid asshole. But this is what I have to say about Scott Card. You people out there, get this word out. Say, we're not really about the whole gay marriage thing. That's, because we're not going to win that. Not right now. Maybe later on, but not right now. I mean, look what happened to Chick-fil-A. Our tables are turned sometimes. And so what happened was Chick-fil-A made money out of that. And that baker who discriminated against these lesbians, he got a lot of business. Business went up. He sold out. Sold all of his cupcakes. If he had to, he would have sold his wife. Golly. But we have to be careful what we say now. I mean, for me, it's all about what the person really isn't intending to say and what they really mean and what's in between their words. I know what he's gonna say. If Scott Card is, because he's very picky about what people say about him, but he's gonna listen to this show. He might. I don't care if he does or doesn't. But if he does, and he's gonna listen to this, and he's gonna say, "No, I don't believe that we should overthrow the government." What else can I say? Your words speak very clear to me and very loud. I will act to destroy that government and bring it down. That's what he says. He says, you're taking it out of context. Because he says that he wants to replace that government which will respect and support marriage. That is just a carrot on a stick. No. You want to replace it with your fascist theocracy. Mormons are about fascist theocracy. John Huntsman, okay, whatever. That guy, fascist theocracy. Harry Reid, he's a Mormon, right? Well, a Vegas Mormon. Those are very peculiar guys. I mean, with all the ties to the casinos, whatever. I don't really care about that, but things are not getting through to the Senate because of this guy, and he caved to the Republicans. He said, "Hey, we're not gonna reform the filibuster." So that means that we're not gonna be able to govern. And every 3-4 months. Every 6 months, we are in a sequestered, we are in a fiscal cliff, we are, oh my God, doom and gloom, we're going to bust the government, we're not going to pay our debts, we are going to run out of money, and all that. We're not going to be able to run our civilization. Godly. What's the matter with these people? We have been hijacked. I mean, these destroyers of civilization, of law and order, they have taken over the ship, and they're looting the ship, or they're letting their masters loot and plunder our ship. That's what they're doing. We're sinking, but all we're doing now is trying to plug the holes. But here's this is key. Remember, Scott Card is against the democratic process. It's very clear. Make it about democracy. You know how they say, let the people vote? Fine. Let's let the people vote. But if you vote against Scott Card and you vote for gay marriage, he's going to destroy your government. This is what this maniac is saying. Put it that way. And if he says, oh, you guys are twisting my words, well, what about you and your religion? What about you and your political allies? They twist us all the time. They say that we're perverts. They say that we molest kids. They say that we rape women now. I guess that's what they're saying. Because of us, we have 9/11. Because of us, we had Sandy Hook. Because of us, we have AIDS. Because of us, everything, we can blame it on the homos. So if he starts whining and complaining that we are twisting him and that we twist his words, what about his side? His side always twists and misrepresents and defames gay people all the time. We're pedophiles, we're terrorists, we are anarchists, we are communists, we are socialists, we are anti-American, we hate the military, all this shit. They defame us every chance they get, every minute, every hour of the day. And then when we call them out for what they're saying, that they want to destroy a government, oh, they say, oh no, you're twisting my words. Now you're calling me a bigot, you're calling me a fascist. There you go. These people, man. We need to bring him out. We need to get Scott Card and point out, okay, you have your version of gay marriage, fine, that's your beef. But what you said about government and what you said about the democratic process and how you're going to destroy New York, Washington, Maryland, and Maine, and Vermont, and New Hampshire, and Connecticut, and now Iowa, and DC. How about France? You want to destroy that? Or Canada? You want to go in there and invade Canada and destroy their government? That is what we need to bring out. Because the gay marriage thing, if we bring that one issue out, the right-wingers are all going to come out in full. But if we bring out this one, this version, the real central thesis of what he's saying, he is basically a anarchist. That's what he is. He wants to overthrow civilization, law and order, and throw it out the window. So just bring that up. That's all we need to do. And boycott. But boycott because of this. He's anti-American. He hates our democratic process. Look at the history of the Mormon church. They always fought against the American government and against the American people. They killed Americans. They raped women and plundered and looted their towns. All in Illinois, Missouri, and all the other places. Look at the history, the massacres that they did against these Lutherans, I think it was. Look at the polygamy, the slavery that they were engaging in. All this shit. They can call us whatever they want, but we never engage in that shit. No matter what you want to call us, depraved or perverted or sodomites or whatever, we have never, as a group, declared war on the American people. We have never wanted civil war. We never wanted to secede from the Union. We are Americans. We support the American system and the traditional way of life of this country. Period. And you, Scott Card, you are against that, and now you are my enemy.